The University of Lagos has held its 15th inaugural lecture with the title The Public in the Private. The inaugural lecturer, Professor Olufunlayo Bambeke of the Department of Sociology at Unilag, emphasized the need for improved enlightenment against gender-based violence. Senior correspondent Sharon Jason reports.
It's the 15th inaugural lecture of the University of Lagos Unilag. Professor Olufunlayo Bambeke of the Department of Sociology at Unilag presented her work and highlighted the contribution to knowledge. During the lecture, Professor Bambeke identified several societal issues with emphasis on violence against women.
The practice of sending young girls on errands or allowing them to go on errands for neighbors, it's actually a form of training, but it can be abused, and it has been abused by many people to perpetrate rape against young girls. Society's greater condemnation for female infidelity also can be used to justify gender-based violence. And women's reluctance to disclose episodes of conflict or violence in their relationships tends to increase violence against them. Oftentimes, we do not get to hear about gender-based violence that they're experiencing until it is too late. In celebrated cases, maybe until the victim is already dead.
After the delivery of the lecture, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Unilag, Professor Ayodele Asenua, identified gender-based violence as a social vice that affects women and children.
She has urged the government to consider as a matter of urgency reviewing existing laws and abrogating those which permit violence against women and children under any guise. In the same vein, she has called for legislation which explicitly protect all persons from gender-based violence and stipulates adequate punishment for all offenders.
It was concluded at the lecture that for gender-based violence to be eradicated, men must be actively engaged in the fight. Sharon Jason, TVC News.